Hello everyone, welcome back. So a bit of a haul video for you today. I've been sent some stuff free by some exciting niche and well, one company you might consider. Hello everyone, welcome back. So a bit of a haul video. Welcome back. So a bit of a haul video today. I've been sent some stuff to review by companies. It was sent to me free, but I'm going to be trying to be brutally honest and give you the pros and cons on all of these. So let's get stuck into it, see what I've got, and hopefully you're going to find out about some new fragrances. Okay, so the first one I'm going to show you is from a company called Phowa Perfumes, F-O'-A-H, Phowa. It's a Middle East based company, I believe, and they're a pretty new entity in the fragrance world. This 75ml bottle is called number 11, and the price for this one is £180. You can get it at Harvey Nichols in the UK. Now the range that this is from is called MÉMOIRE d'un PALMERAIE. It's to do with a palm tree. That's the theme in the three fragrances they've sent me. This one is the full bottle, and they give me a sample of one called number 2, and we've got number 8 there. There are different numbers in the range. I think there might be a couple of other numbers. I'm not entirely sure. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're not all there, all the numbers. But anyway, 2, 8 and 11. Don't know what the numbers signify. This one, number 11, great presentation. Now it's not cheap, so you would hope the presentation would be good. It does come in a really nice box, and inside the bottle is spectacular. So this is a 75ml bottle, as I said, retailing £180. It's not cheap. Good presentation though, nice heavy feel to it, and the cap is magnetic, so you get a nice, that thing where it twists like that at the end, and it's all really nice and solid. Perfumes with a soul is their little slogan there, and number 11. So it does have a rather nice presentation. So let's talk about the smell on this one. The key thing that they're selling this line on then is this unique note that I think the company has come up with, or accord of a palm tree note. Interesting, no idea what a palm tree is supposed to smell like, to be quite honest with you. This one, the perfumer, Michel Girard, they've got some big name perfumers doing these, and the notes are listed as Sichuan pepper, citrus, lily, palm tree note, amber and musks. They also mention that the fragrance is floral and salty, and the perfumer Michel Girard says about this one, I imagined a palm tree that would bloom on the seashore, its palms sprinkled with salt crystals. Interesting. Okay, so in the opening, this one is nice and fresh. I definitely get a lot of citrus, and it reminds me a little bit of Bulgari's Aqua Amara. I hope it just wasn't the bottle colour that made me think of that one, but it's got that sort of mandarin, nice juicy orangey mandarin note to me in the opening. But then after that, there is a more of an ambery feel, this amber note. It's always difficult to define because there isn't an actual amber oil that you can extract, but this slightly warm, balmy, almost a little bit exotic amber undertone is there. But the fragrance to me, very much a fresh one, but somewhat spicy, and it has this really nice balmy feel, this feel of the sun going down at some kind of exotic location, maybe in the Middle East or Spain or one of the Spanish islands, something like that, somewhere where palm trees grow, or wherever you are in the world that's like that. And the sun's just setting, and maybe you're on the beach, there's a palm tree nearby. Somehow this fragrance does sort of conjure up that feeling, that image, and it has an almost nice calming, relaxing effect on me when I wear this one. Nice longevity. Not sure what palm trees smell like, but there is something unique and hard for me to put my finger on in the smell of this one. So I'm going to say that I think there's something a little bit unique going on with this fragrance. It has a nice performance. It's not quite like anything else that I've smelled. It's not generic. and it's a really, really pleasant, fresh, modern kind of niche smell. The quality smells really good. So I've enjoyed this one so far. Obviously these are expensive, so you've got, there's so many choices in fragrances at the moment. How do you need to spend that kind of money to smell good? Not necessarily, and it's a new company, but to try and get our attention, they got the unique selling point of the palm tree note and love. They do have lovely, or is it garish? No, I think it's pretty. I like the presentation, I think. The other two I'll just briefly mention actually. Number 2 is from PALMERAIE Olivier Peuchot. It also has the palm tree note. It has juniper, pine tree, cedar, incense, musks, and it's a very fresh and peppery smell to me, more fresh than number 11. And I've got it on a testing strip here. Reminds me a bit of Ginepro de Sardinia. That's one from Acqua di Parma, which also has a really nice juniper note. It's fresher than the other one. Really, really nice woody combination of the cedar and juniper, which you also do get in Acqua di Parma's Ginepro de Sardinia. But again, a little more twist of the exotic maybe, and this really nice balmy quality. And I don't know what this palm tree note smells like on its own, but there is something a little unique about the smell of all of these. So I'm really actually impressed with number 2, and actually maybe my favourite is number 8. The samples there, they have discovery sets and things on their website, by the way. You get this nice thing. Now these were all sent to me for free, by the way, so do bear in mind that I was sent them for free. I haven't gone out and bought these, but I'm going to give you my honest opinion with the pros and cons on all of them. So number 8, bergamot, rose, jasmine, palm tree note again, and patchouli are the notes. Again, the perfume on this one is Olivier Peuchot. Got some on a card here. A really nice old school one. It's probably my favourite. There's definitely a rose note in here. The patchouli is definitely there, and it reminds me a little bit of classic masculine kind of citrus aromatic scents. Perhaps things like Chanel Pour Monsieur, and indeed Bois de Portugal by Creed, one of my favourites. There's a reminiscence of those kind of real classic aromatic citrus, maybe even fougere type smells, but a little bit of a modern twist on that one. So really, really nice scents. The price is high, and I will be completely frank and say right now, had I not been generously sent this for free, I wouldn't be rushing out to buy a full bottle myself. So you can't say that I'm just hyping stuff that I got sent free. I think they're really nice smells, but if I hadn't been sent one, I wouldn't be buying one right now. I have a huge collection, really 200 fragrances, and I wouldn't necessarily rush out to add this. But if you have a much smaller collection, just starting out, getting into niche fragrances, these are well worth trying, especially if you pass by Harvey Nichols in the UK. Okay, so that was Phowa fragrances. Let's clear those out of the way. Moving on then, next it's Gallagher Fragrances. So these guys have been around for a while, and they've had a couple of new releases out recently, which other reviewers have talked about. Fineapple then from then. This, of course, has a lot to do with the note of pineapple, and the notes are helpfully listed on the box there. Magnolia, green apple, pineapple, jasmine, dry woods, musk, and ambrette. The presentation from Gallagher Fragrances has really gone up a notch or two since they started out, and now they are coming in boxes that look like this, which are really spectacular. It's got a little press button thing there to open it up, and you get this lovely velvety lined or silk box coffret or whatever they call it. So Fineapple from this company. Let's talk about the smell on this one. It does open with a very photorealistic pineapple note. There's the back of the bottle. Lovely bottle design, little clover leaf. It's an Irish theme with this company. Daniel Gallagher, the perfumer. Again, a magnetic cap. So the niche companies really trying to compete with their presentation these days. Lovely, juicy, fresh pineapple and bergamot in the opening. Definitely some florals in there, and a really nice musky kind of ISO-E super, and I don't mean that as a bad thing, kind of dried out. So it's sort of musky, fresh, clean, really juicy pineapple and apple notes in there, and I think some bergamot. So it's don't think that it's anything to do with Creed Aventus. It's not really anything like that. Bit more of the pineapple note that you smell, maybe dare I say it, in Pineapple Vintage from Parfums Vintage, where you can really smell that it's pineapple. Maybe a bit too much pineapple for me in the beginning, and I've enjoyed it, but it's just been kind of nice and juicy and citrusy and a little bit woody, but it wasn't my absolute favourite from this company in the end so far. I've got a sample set of some other ones, and I really like Bergamust from them. And the other one that I've always liked, going back a little bit, there's a review on my channel, is Evergreen Dream very different smelling, a real fougere, ferny, green one, a bit more adventurous for me, and that's my favourite, along with bergamot, must, but Fineapple, nice, but not blowing me away. The other one that you've probably seen other reviewers mention is this one, Rosé All Day. Notes on this one, apple crisp, plum, dark rose, brown sugar, tonka bean, and stainless steel, whatever that's supposed to smell like in a perfume. Again, lovely presentation. You get this outer cardboard box, which is not so exciting, but inside, again, we get this rather spectacular coffin for the fragrance to sit in there like Dracula, and you get the push button. It's really solid, and it looks like that, much darker juice. So this one, completely different story. It's not really a freshie at all, much more of a wintertime, nighttime type of fragrance. It has this really pungent, rich aroma, this fragrance. It reminds me maybe in style a little bit of things like Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. It's got a juicy, just sniffing it was sort of juicy but a bit pungent, almost cloying, boozy feel to it. There's definitely some dark rose, kind of the darker side of rose in there. Nothing to do with stainless steel comes to my mind when I smell it. You can sense the plum in there, and maybe a sort of dark mulled red wine rather than rosé to me, but the note of rose is in there. But a sort of mulled wine feel, or some kind of liquor or rum, maybe even. Very, very rich. I think there's a bit of a tobacco kind of note or accord created by the combination of the other notes, and I find it a really, really pleasant, boozy, strong, pungent, quite maybe a little bit daring or polarizing scent. Really, really nice longevity on that one. Fineapple, by the way, quite good in performance, not amazing, but good. This one's stronger because of the type of notes. So really, really good if you like your richer, darker stuff, if you like your by Killian scents, that kind of thing. Rich, pungent, juicy, very niche quality smelling, and worth trying definitely if you're into that kind of thing. Not always my cup of tea, that kind of thing. So again, I wouldn't be rushing out to buy it, but I would recommend it to try or sample if you can. Last but not least then, we're going to have a look at another one a couple of other reviewers have mentioned, and this is Amber Oud Gold Edition from Haramain. Now, not such an expensive fragrance. I should mention, by the way, I forgot to say the price for the Gallagher fragrances. They're 100ml bottles and they're $150, which translates to £116. So not super expensive for niche, but not cheap. Haramain Amber Oud Gold Edition. Again, lovely presentation, not so expensive this one. It's a 60ml bottle, and I found that at the moment available for £58 on Amazon in the UK. It's a 60ml bottle. Notes on this one: bergamot, green notes, melon, pineapple, gourmand, whatever the gourmand note, I guess that means, amber, woody, vanilla, and musk. Nothing to do with oud, and I don't smell any oud in it, so I don't know why it's called Amber Oud Gold Edition, but what we can say is this is a really interesting, juicy, fruity opening mixed with a kind of nutty gourmand theme underneath it. It reminded me a little bit of things like Ferragamo Uomo, the famous one that smells like tiramisu from Ferragamo a couple of years back. Has a little bit of a reminiscence to me of 1 Million by Paco Rabanne, which isn't a big favourite, because that has some sort of appley, juicy, fruity notes, as well as this very thick kind of a vanillic thing going on. Nothing particularly exotic or Middle Eastern, Haramain being a Middle Eastern company, about the scent, but it is nice. It's not my cup of tea, this type of scent normally. I have noticed that it has extremely good performance. If you like sweet gourmand fragrances and you also like fruity, maybe the note of melon, pineapple, it's more those kind of sweeter, maybe tropical fruits. If you like the idea of mixing that with a real appealing gourmand sweetness, you may really love this one. It performs very well, and I think it would get you compliments. It's more, to me, going to appeal to people who like modern, sweet designer fragrances, and if you're into that kind of thing, you might just love this. Great performance. The price is quite reasonable, £58 for 60ml, but then, you know, some Haramain ones have been real cheapies. They've got clones of Aventus. I'm hoping to do a review on their version of Green Irish Tweed, which I think is called Haramain Night. But this one, as far as I can tell, an original fragrance, not exactly my cup of tea. I wouldn't be buying it if I hadn't been sent it free, very kindly, by the company for review. But some of you may really enjoy that one if you like sweet, fruity combinations with a bit of oomph. And it's not the obvious thing. Not everyone else is going to be finding that or buying that in their high street store. So those were the fragrances, all sent to me free for review. As I say, I'm not just trying to advertise them. I personally wouldn't rush out and buy any of these to add to my collection at full price. None of them were bad. Perhaps if I had to pick a favourite at the moment, weirdly, it's going to be one that I've just got a sample of. I really like number 8 from Phowa, but it is rather pricey. So stay tuned to the channel for some more reviews of this kind of stuff, new fragrances, new releases. I will keep doing the odd clone here and there, and vintage stuff, and whatever I happen to be adding to my collection or think is interesting to talk about on the channel. Thanks ever so much for joining me. Let me know if you've tried any of these, and remember, whatever you're doing in life, let's project.
Smelly.